You know, and as you can understand, they will know from 555 Vision, we have really come again. We have come again. Lovely Biafrans, those who cares, those who think critically. This message today, and our title is Bridge, led by PM and our acting Prime Minister, Ogechukwu Nkere. Senators and the Congressmen in Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., are doing everything possible to release the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra and the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. This is the reality and nothing but the reality. You may ask, why do I put this message or this picture of MaziNnamdiKanu here? When MaziNnamdiKanu made the proclamation saying that he will destroy Nigeria with the truth, this is the office of MaziNnamdiKanu. That's why when we posted it, we said mystery and the mystics. Biafra is a template, a planned game, spiritual message. That's why MaziNnamdiKanu says, anytime you see him standing behind this microphone, that anything that is coming out of him is gospel from the Most High, Chukwu Okike Abiama. If you are a critical thinker, if you are lovers of freedom, look inside this place now. See the picture of MaziNnamdiKanu, where he is under a plastic table, plastic chair with the iPad. How many iPad is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, and his phone. That is where he started this message, this gospel. He said he will destroy Nigeria with truth. Today, what is happening? And since all this while, we've been following MaziNnamdiKanu. This is where they said that the people who is preaching the gospel of MaziNnamdiKanu are jobless. But those that have the spiritual eyes understand the gospel of redemption, the gospel of freedom, because we cannot keep singing the freedom song in a strange land. Here we have come, 555 Vision, this early morning, being the Sunday, to preach the gospel of Biafra once again. But it is good to go front and the back. The Congressmen, the Brgie, senators in Washington, D.C., has given a promise that they will release the Prime Minister of United States of Biafra and also MaziNnamdiKanu, because the prophecy behind this has come to fulfillment. So, lovers of freedom, if you love what we are doing, it is necessary you put your hands on the share button and make the message go viral, and we proceed if you truly love freedom. Maybe wind have blown and take you away to the other side where they gossip. Here, we are critical thinkers and analyzers.
First Bank has involved themselves in a lot of criminal activities of their staff.
Deposit advices for the fixed deposits issued by First Bank. They said they were not, they could not trace it in their system, so he should go away. He wrote to the bank's MD, he wrote to CBN, and each of them were saying, we are investigating, we are looking into it, we are investigating. So he had to bring the matter to court. The total deposit of 550 million is not such funds that one would fold his hands and allow it to go to waste. So that is the dispute that is now before the court.
A certificate of fixed deposit issued to me 250 million and 300 million respectively for over 10 years. From 2014, I left that because I did not want First Bank to be removed from my hometown. Then over time, as the Lord will have it, upon arrival into Nigeria, from the airport I went straight to Abuja to pick some funds. 55 million in a savings account had disappeared. And that was what triggered this. They said I had just made a withdrawal at Ozakol. I said it could not have been possible. They triggered an investigation, and it happened that indeed bank officials had withdrawn 55 million in 6 installments of 10 million and 5 million respectively, of which they accepted. They accepted responsibility, and it took about 1 week for the funds to be returned to me. It was then I became very afraid, as anybody would. Then I wrote to say I wanted to terminate my fixed deposit, only to tell me that my money was nowhere to be found. Stories. I mean, can you imagine that? And in the course of that, I've found out that First Bank has involved themselves in a lot of criminal activities of their staff. And they want to shy away responsibility, as if their staff was different from them as an institution. Fixed means that the money is locked. Nobody should have access to it. And to the extent that the bank was unaware of their staff removing funds of individuals and using them for whatever purpose, that shows that there is a problem with supervision of the bank. And then to find out that it even happened at the highest level shows that something is fundamentally wrong with this bank. The bank has become a crime.
Yes, lovers of freedom, I greet you so much. Good morning, happy Sunday. Ekpa is great. Thank you for joining. Meka Mweke, yeah, thank you for joining. Emmanuel Chibuike, thank you, my honorable. Thank you all for joining. Please, you know what to do. Hit the like button, send informations, because these people now, you are hearing that First Bank now is not safe. They are the millionaires, Igbo millionaires. Ofu mkpụrụ aka rụta mmanụ ozuo ọra. And that was the reason our PM is fighting. That is the reason MaziNnamdiKanu is fighting. That is the reason our acting prime minister is there, giving right information to the congressmen in the Washington, D.C. It shouldn't be a surprising thing to you. Restoration of Biafra is a template. You must to check where you are fighting, how you are fighting, and where you are defending. Now, lovely Biafrans, we are 555 Vision, and how we do is, when we are analyzing, we will be bringing evidences. Look, our lobby.
Thank you very much. It is an honor to be here today on this historic.
Please, we need critical thinkers in this place. Connecting the dots. Everything that is happening is being recorded inside Washington, D.C. And when the acting prime minister, Anyogo Ogechukwu took up this service, we told you, call him Anyogo. He fight with the law because we voted him in according to law. Then, everything he is doing today is according to law. And now listen, before we proceed, what is happening. A lot of people may understand it. A lot of people may not understand it. Let's go. A lot may understand.
Occasion, I want to thank the acting prime minister for his very gracious remarks and introduction, and all the esteemed guests here today and viewers. Today is a very special day of the birthday of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. I want to all the Biafrans listening to know that we are working hard behind the scenes to secure his release. I can't go into the specific details because I don't want our enemies and the zoo to know what we're doing, but rest assured, this is an issue that we're addressing and we're going to make sure that he's released.
That all we need
Now,
now
in
is
the
to
interim,
finance our
during
liberation
his
army
temporary
as
detention,
much
we
as
have
possible.
continued the legacy of the Prime Minister, and not only have we continued, we've accelerated. I'm sure many of you have seen that we have completely smashed the face of the zoo. We played a role in a very important congressional hearing recently. The Prime Minister and I attended, but we didn't attend. We've been lobbying for many months, including the members of that congressional committee, to have congressional hearings and to have Nigeria redesignated as a country of particular concern, which will also entail sanctions. Again, we have more ambitious goals in terms of relating to Biafra and the eventual recognition of Biafra, but this is an important first step. And if you saw that hearing, you could see that Nigeria was embarrassed and humiliated in front, not just in DC, but in front of the world. They looked like complete fools. They were completely destroyed. The Congressional Committee made it very clear that the Trump administration should redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. There are members of Nigerian embassy in the audience, and they were completely shaking, especially when they saw me and the Prime Minister. They were totally freaked out. So the zoo is being made completely worthless in front of the world. We are absolutely crushing them into the dust diplomatically. Again, this is just a first step. Designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern is just a first step. We are going to do so much more to completely crush the image and the viability of the zoo of Nigeria. Believe you me, when we're finished with them, I don't even think their officials will even be able to come to New York to talk to the United Nations. Right now, Tinubu avoids coming to New York because of his old drug charges, so they send the terrorist vice president to the UN. But I think when we're done with them, him and the others won't be able to come to the US as well. So we are completely destroying Nigeria diplomatically, but also pursuing a constructive agenda in terms of Biafra as the positive solution to the region. So we're making a lot of progress. Again, there are more things that are happening behind the scene that we're pushing. You are aware of some of what we're doing because of photos of meetings that we post. And that's done to show transparency, so that we are engaged in these issues. And of course, it makes the Nigerian agents go crazy. They say, they use terms like, "Oh, this is Photoshop," or this.
Nigeria and those people following Ngozi Orabueze, they said that this is Photoshop. They said that this is Photoshop, but we are here playing the game. Remember how all this movement started. This is how all this movement started. Here, we will destroy Nigeria with the truth. This is where it started. And tell yourself, where are we today? Many people are really not understanding the power of Chukwukika Abiyama. And many is also taking it for granted. They say it is Photoshop. Do you know why we are bringing this message back? We are bringing this picture back in order for you to fix your eyes. Those people who say that this is Photoshop, they are the people who said that we are noisemakers. following MaziNnamdiKanu, that we are noise makers supporting Simon Ekpa. They are still the same people who said that this is Photoshop. That's why this picture is my topic today. And what is happening now? Senators, congressmen, did you hear what he said? That what they are going to do to Nigeria is that nobody will have the face to come out to speak in the favor of Nigeria. Yeah, MaziNnamdiKanu says that we have decimated them. We have decimated Nigeria. You know what is internal? We have destroyed Nigeria internally. So those of you who is thinking that MaziNnamdiKanu, remember, many of you that came new in this Biafran struggle, you do not understand this picture. You do not understand this. This is from 2012, 2013, when IPOB was formed newly. That time, we received the message from MaziNnamdiKanu, and we say, the journey is far, but there are a lot of mountains we have to cross before coming to this particular picture you are seeing today. Now, we have to continue to listen to the congressmen in Washington, D.C., the door to your freedom. Let us continue to what they are saying.
This is not real, or this is something, or what happened.
Listen.
And that's done to show transparency, so you know that we are engaged in these issues. And of course, it makes the Nigerian agents go crazy. You know, they say, you know, they use terms like, oh, this is Photoshop, or this is not real, or this is something, or what have you, because they're very panicked, they're very scared, and they're going crazy with what we're doing. So I'm very proud of what we're achieving. The acting prime minister and the cabinet have done an amazing job in restoring continuity and a sense of stability. So I just want all the Biafrans to stay strong and know that now we have a government that is not only successful in DC, but is also much more structured, much more organized. For example, we have implemented, the Biafra government has implemented bylaws, which now provide a complete structure for the government, complete stability that is not only successful in DC, but is also much more structured, much more organized. For example, we have implemented, the Biafra government has implemented bylaws, which now provide a complete structure for the government, complete stability, will ensure that the chaos that happened the past a few months can never happen again. And I encourage all Biafrans to not only read the Biafra Charter, but also to read the bylaws. So this is.
We have also upgraded to what is called bylaw. Bylaw. If you go to law side or this thing, you will Google and know what bylaw is all about. And he is saying every Biafra should pay attention to the charter. When this meeting took place, in Washington, D.C., when the congressmen came together to put Nigeria back to CPC, the countries that persecute Christians, they say, what has this thing has to do with the Biafran freedom? Then we continue. We want us to hear very, very well what the congressmen say. They said they are not going to let the zoo and the enemy of Biafra to know how we are going to restore Biafra. and what they are doing to make sure that our prime minister is out. Diplomatically, they are making the move. And here we are going. We continue. My lovely sister, Grace Onwubuya. Ndewo, longest time. Success Ekpa, ndewo for joining. Ndewo, my lovely sister Grace Onwubuya, I greet you. Today is a Sunday. We have the time today to preach the gospel of Biafra. Then we continue. We have to continue.
It's also showing the maturation of the Biafra movement, that now we're establishing more stable and permanent institutions as well, that will ensure the success of what we are doing. So I want to thank all of you. You should know that the zoo, Nigeria, is very scared. They're very intimidated. I'm not just saying this. I know from firsthand experience, some of the Nigerian agents who were at that hearing, they recognized me and the acting prime minister, and they were very, how shall we say, mentally disturbed, even looking at us. So they're very scared of our influence in Washington. They're going extremely crazy, and we will make them go more and more crazy. And soon, as I said, they'll be totally pounded into the dust, diplomatically and otherwise. So we will continue with our progress, and today should be a day of celebration. And I look forward to celebrating with all of you. And I look forward to when we restore Biafra. I will be visiting, but also I have to.
One thing you people should understand from someone who knows the game, someone who understands what he is doing, someone who understands the benefit of what he is doing. He says, when Biafra is finally restored, he will be visiting. Do you know that as a historian whom he is, a lawyer of Congress, when Biafra is finally restored and actualized, do you know that this guy will become an immortal? You know what is immortal? When you go to the Bible, they said, have you written your name in the book of life? Have you written your name in the book of life? And when those who wrote their name in the book of life are being referred as Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Ruth, everybody you saw inside the book of inside Bible, these are the people that wrote their name in the book of life. But under Christian manipulative way, but under the right theology and under the normal circumstances, you who is living in, for example, this is Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C., who brought the idea of building that Washington, D.C.? George Washington. George Washington is the person that brought the idea of that Washington, D.C. you are seeing today. That is why you hear Washington, D.C. from George Washington. Now, he has written his name. He is trying to write his name in the book of life. Then hear what he said before we will return again to analyze everything he said. But keep watching. Listen. Here you will understand the thing that is called
and I look forward to celebrating with all of you. And I look forward to when we restore Biafra. I will be visiting, but also I have to also spend time here because I will need to promote the new nation. So I'll be splitting my time between Biafra and here. So thank you again, and it's nice to see all of you. I will need to promote the new nation. So I'll be.
When Biafra is finally recognized globally, he will be visiting Biafran land, and also he will also stay in America. His origin came from Greece. He will also stay in America to be promoting the new nation. And how do we come now to this analysis of this morning? Please, many of you are here. Many of you appreciated so much our analysis in this place before the shenanigans of Ngozi Orabueze started. Many of you have come, you say, hey, 555 vision is a great analysis, but because you supported the law, now you are disappointed on the great analysis we are doing in this place because I supported the law. I supported the vote. I know the line. I know how this movement started. Our people, Igbo people, used to say, onye na-anọrọ ebe a nọ lie ozu, asị ya jee bọọ, oje bido n'ụkwụ. I am an old member of IPOB, the first people that followed MaziNnamdiKanu 2012-2013. This is the time we started with Nnamdi Kanu, when people are calling us jobless people, when people are calling us miscreants, when people are calling us all manners of names. That is why I bring this picture today for you people to know. We know the template, we know the system. We have also consulted a lot of pastors that time. The time we never know how to talk. Some pastors insulted us. They said, is it that Nnamdi Kanu, that useless man, that idiot that doesn't have respect? That is the person I'm talking about. How many of you knows all these things? We are the origin. When we want to talk about the first people. That is why whenever wind blow, we will go back to the drawing board and check the movement. We took oath to defend this movement. Our prime minister said that Nnamdi Kanu made him to take an oath, but he himself wanted to let Biafrans know that someone can be genuine serving Biafra without taking oath. But MaziNnamdi Kanu made him to take oath. That's why when this kind of wind from Ngozi Orabueze came and the wind from DOS came, we go back, we check what is the template. Then we will come back again and begin to make move. We say, no, you can come and call us all manner of names. Let's watch. If you are a critical thinker, check this picture and you check where is Nnamdi Kanu today. When MaziNnamdi Kanu started this thing like this, all those kings, all those senators, all those presidents, everybody is calling him a useless man. Look at this idiot talking rubbish. You understand? But what level is MaziNnamdi Kanu today? The greatest man in Nigeria, the light of Africa. The greatest man in Nigeria, the light of Africa. So, if you think that the blood of Nigeria assimilated so much inside your venom, because Nigerians are known for the greatest insult ever. That is how your brain was transformed. They blindfolded you that you cannot read the handwriting on the wall. Now, look at this picture again. You tell yourself in the comment section, what have you been hearing about MaziNnamdi Kanu then? They call him a useless man. And then I was defending him. And where are we today? Where we are today is that Washington, D.C. has taken over the case of MaziNnamdiKanu. And here now, he says they are doing everything to make sure that our prime minister is released.
And viewers, today is a very special day of the birthday of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. I want to all the Biafrans listening to know that we are working hard behind the scenes to secure his release. I can't go into the specific details because I don't want our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. I want to all the Biafrans listening to know that we are working hard behind the scenes to secure his release. I can't go.
We are working behind the scene to make sure we secure his release. But it is not an open cake everybody will eat. And we told you when we came here that Anya Ogo, the eye to the war, knows this game very, very well and how to fight this war. He knows it very, very well. And how do he know this game he is fighting? Because the international, the eye of the world is upon the referendum of Biafra. And the world have seen what Ngozi Orabueze cooked to destroy the movement. Now, they ask him in another video, are you worried on the assault Ngozi Orabueze has rendered to you? He said no, that he is not worried on those insults Ngozi Orabueze render, and Ngozi Orabueze and the co, Ugo 247 and the co, rendered against him. He said, instead, it made him to become more strong. You know, if MaziNnamdiKanu has not been receiving different attack, he will not be strong. If our PM has not been receiving attack from DOS, then he will not be strong. And anyone that is coming to defend the Biafra, purified, anyone that is coming to fight for Biafra, wholeheartedly, whenever you touch that person on that area, that no-go area, that person will let you know that you have not seen the real color he came with. One of the good things our acting prime minister did is he informed him that you should know that the Biafrans has a lot of enemies, both in and out. And here he told you that even Nigeria is fighting tooth and nail. Some people are prizing him. Some people are trying to buy him over. Some people are trying to make him useless. Then he remembered that he is under divine providence. He has to travel back to Greece. If you look onto this picture you are watching in this place, any day I come here, if I am more under inspiration, I will bring it out. He said that his forefathers are liberators of nation. And his forefathers left this bead you are watching here for him, the person who carried the offer of his ancestors. Just like in Igbo land, there is what we call native doctor, that something you hear it from your ancestors. You know, some people will say, yes, they will have to become native doctor because the gods of the land has called them to do this job. Then this is similar to what we are talking about. He has to go and they took the offer. Offer is authority, the power his ancestors used in liberating nation. Then he has to go back to Greece and they bring it back. When I met him in Finland, I told him to show me this thing and he showed it to me. Many people that saw us in Finland, you know, when he brought it out, which the video is, I will one day bring it out again. He showed me and he said he is serving under divine providence. And here we continue with our analysis of today. So, before you get carried away in what we are doing, we will put this one here and bring this one here so that every other person will be seeing what we are doing. Now, listen, it is very, very difficult for somebody like Ngozi Orabueze, you know, to deceive someone like me. I came to serve Biafra purified. Any day I come here under inspiration, I will tell you. Those who knows when I joined Biafra, when MaziNnamdiKanu came. On 2015, when MaziNnamdiKanu was arrested for the first time, I have to go for purification. 9 months purification. I returned back and see family. I went extra 4 months, completing it 1 year, purifying myself to understand the template and how to get Biafra restored. So, the way you came to serve Biafra is different to the way I came. I choose my war. I choose the kind of war I want to fight. I choose the kind of war. I choose the area I want to demonstrate. What is the war? We will decimate the power of Usman Danfodio. That's why when I come here, I don't have time to be laying accusation, illegal accusation, unverified facts against people. But don't come near me with those nonsense. PM said
that all we need now is to finance our liberation army as much as possible. They are ready to go. It is us that need to propel this engine, in order to function. That all we need now is to finance our liberation army as much as possible. They are ready to go. It is us that need to propel this engine, in order to function.
Now, before going to Finland, this was when charter was declared. PM said that we have more than 130,000 men and women to defend Biafran land. That we don't even have enough money to sew uniform to them. But there are a lot of volunteers ready to defend the land of their ancestors. What we need is money to defend the land of our ancestors. Then PM said, many of you may not understand what is happening. That after this declaration, the eye of the world will be upon Biafran people, the land of the ancient people of this very earth. The eye of the world, the camera and the satellite of this world will turn to Biafran people, watching them to know what they are going to do. And he says, declaring Biafra, redeclaring Biafra is redeclaration of that war being fought 1967 to 1970, which has not ended. And why this war will be going on? Why this war will be going on? The next thing you should do is, if you have been funding this defense with the $10, with the $100, with the $1,000, with the $5,000, with the 20 ejemma, fasten your seatbelt, make it double. Because redeclaration of Biafra means redeclaration of that war which Ojukwu started. But wind blew, the wind that came from the skirt of Ngozi Orabueze, the wind that came from the skirt of Ngozi Orabueze, let me know how she started that surrogate. That is surrogate that deceived a lot of you. And those wind came and blew a lot of you out of the way. But we said, no way. This kind of wind cannot take people like us. Undermining that Ngozi Orabueze pleaded with me, pleaded with us to come and join the shenanigan. Ngozi Orabueze called me and pleaded with me to vote against CRC. We told Ngozi Orabueze, CRC is a body. You can never destroy CRC. You can easily destroy people inside CRC, but you can never destroy CRC because CRC is a body. CRC is like IPOB. CRC is like a Biafra. CRC is a body. But the people walking inside that place, you can easily do something. Ngozi, what you're supposed to do is, there is one language left for Biafran people. That language is language of unity. You have to call for unity. Fighting this person and fighting this person cannot help you. Ngozi, I will not vote against the CRC. Are you people understanding? And many of you came here, you say, oh, you did not support Ngozi, you did not do this, you did not do this. You say, Ngozi doesn't understand the game of Biafra. She don't get it. She do not understand the game of Biafra. She don't know how to restore Biafra. She do not understand it. Now we continue until everything is happening. We keep moving until everything is happening. We keep moving to this analysis we are doing now. Now, are you telling me that you have not seen the Congress? I hope you have seen him. You have seen what our...
Go into the specific details today on this historic occasion. I want to thank the acting Prime Minister for his very gracious remarks and introduction, and all the esteemed guests here today and viewers. Today is a very special day of the birthday of the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. I want to all the Biafrans listening to know that we are working hard behind the scenes to secure his release. I can't go into the specific details because I don't want our enemies and the zoo to know what we're doing, but rest assured, this is an issue that we're addressing, and we're going to make sure that he's released. Now, in the interim, during his temporary detention, we have continued the legacy of the...
Are you with me?
The Prime Minister, and not only have we continued, we've accelerated. I'm sure many of you have seen that we have completely smashed the face of the zoo. We played a role in a very important congressional hearing recently. The Prime Minister and I attended, but we didn't attend. We've been lobbying for many months, including the members of that congressional committee, to have congressional hearings and to have Nigeria redesignated as a country of particular concern, which will also entail sanctions. Again, we have more ambitious goals in terms of relating to Biafra and the eventual recognition of Biafra, but this is an important first step. And if you saw that hearing, you could see that Nigeria was embarrassed and humiliated in front, not just in DC, but in front of the world. They looked like complete fools. They were completely destroyed. The Congressional Committee made it very clear that the Trump administration should redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. There are members of Nigerian embassy in the audience, and they were completely shaking, especially when they saw me and the Prime Minister. They were totally freaked out. So the zoo is being made completely worthless in front of the world. We are absolutely crushing them into the dust diplomatically. Again, this is just a first step.
Why some people is finding it difficult to understand. First of all is King Leopold from Belgium said, you can send these black people to school in Africa, teach them how to read and how to write, but never you teach them on how to think and how to ask questions. That's why many are not understanding the meaning of diplomatic movement. And what is diplomatic movement? Anyogo understands very well the meaning of diplomatic movement. This is symbol of diplomatic movement. Symbol of diplomatic movement. This is the symbol of diplomatic movement. Because you saw everything. Symbol of diplomatic movement. We told you here, anybody who raised his hand here and shake, our acting prime minister already signed on what the chief of the lobby is saying now. And these are the people he is referring you to, that they are doing everything diplomatically to make sure our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, is released. Are you telling me that all these people, let me know if I will get Marco Ruben. Marco Ruben, this is Marco Ruben, the think tank. He is the chairman of the think tank theory. He is the person who told Finland that game you played with a Turkish citizen that came to Finland, you sold the guy. He said that you have played that game that time, but now you cannot play that game again. Are you understanding? That is why the congressmen and the chief of the lobbies are telling you right away in this place that they are doing everything humanly possible, diplomatically, to make sure our prime minister is released. We are taking you to a journey. We are taking you to a journey. Now, try to understand we are onto critical thinking program. I was trying to download something, and that thing is giving some problem, which we have different options how to handle most of those things. Then look at this message. Look at the message here. Then
What is happening?
we come here.
I will do it. I will do it. No, I will do it. Don't try to. Don't try. Don't fight with me. Don't try with me. What is it now? Allow them to show themselves. Happening. What is happening?
This is the particular picture in equation. How many people is really following? Are you interested in the analysis we are doing? Now, I want to bring you back to some images. When we have time, when we have time to analyze, we will analyze it to the core. We will analyze it to the core. Now, what do you see? This is from Marco Ruben. He is telling Finland, he said, Finland, Norway, Sweden are not supposed to be in the freedom ranking because they are following them very, very, they are with them. They are understanding and following everything that is happening. And what does the lobby tell you? The lobby told you here now, they are doing everything humanly possible to make sure our Prime Minister and MaziNnamdiKanu is released. And here now you come. In this area now, MaziNnamdiKanu made a proclamation that he will destroy Nigeria with the truth. Let us see how it is working.
I will do it. I will do it. Don't try to. Don't try. Don't fight with me. Don't try with me. What is it now? Allow them to show themselves.
Are you connecting the dot, please? And if you are connecting the dot here now, how does this movement started? Usman Dan Fodio came from all the way from Futajelon. They said that whoever has given them the land of the indigenous people, and from there, they begin to introduce Islam, just the way they begin to introduce Christianity and Islam. They told Islam, if you kill 7 people, if you are able to kill people in the name of religion, in the name of Muhammad, that 7 virgin is waiting for you up there. Now, they told the Christians, when they kill you, when they slap you, when they rape your wife, when they rape your daughter, if they slap you in this chain, turn the other side to make you weaken your bones. And from there, all these things started to escalate. Usman Dan Fodio were able to conquer Numpe, the Hausa land. They installed all their emir, they captured them, they encroach to Middle Belt. And as they are encroaching, MaziNnamdiKanu came and they say, enough of all this. And inside this particular picture, that is when MaziNnamdiKanu made the proclamation, enough of all this nonsense. And with this, he is going to destroy Nigeria with what you are watching in that place. You know, when they tell you that it is ordained mission, nobody should doubt anything an ordained mission. Now, Fulanis, Britain begin to eliminate Christians. And what is happening and what do you see? What you see in this place now is standing room only for this morning. This is a House of Foreign Affairs. African hearing on religious persecution in Nigeria, especially against Christians. And who is making it, who is representing Ogechukwu Nkere Anyogo, the acting prime minister, is there representing and making sure. And here are the evidences of what is happening. The war MaziNnamdiKanu started. The war which our leader MaziNnamdiKanu started. The war which our prime minister Simon Ekpa started. The war that made our prime minister to be outside. And the reason he told you today now that they are doing everything humanly possible, diplomatically, to get our prime minister released. And the MaziNnamdiKanu says, I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. Can you bear yourself a witness, at least spiritual witness, in the comment section? Bear yourself a witness there. This is the same person they call jobless man. The best lawyers and the best judges has come for him, begging him now. He told Tinubu Buhari, you cannot jail me. In the court, what is happening? A divine providence. A divine providence. And and go. What did they do? Let's all listen.
Very well, thank you. You have finally gotten a new judge to handle your case. How do you feel about that?
Great, I suppose. Yes.
So what are your expectations from today's proceedings?
Is that justice will be done, of course, in accordance with the rule of law. Yes.
So what are your expectations from today's proceedings?
Is that justice will be done, of course, in accordance with the rule of law. Yes.
So what are your expectations from today's proceedings?
Is that justice will be done, of course, in accordance with the rule of law. That's what I'm expecting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's my daughter. Take advantage of my daughter.
What are your expectations for today? And the expectation is that justice will be done according to the rules of law. How do you think justice will be done? Who are the people standing in the gap of justice? Why should the chief of the lobby say that they are doing everything diplomatically and they are not going to make it open to the enemies of Biafra and to the zoo in order for them not to know what is going on? What do you think? Are you seeing it? Because are you seeing it? And we have to continue. We will continue because many people think that we are the people who can insult and lay allegation that this is how to get freedom. What are the things MaziNnamdiKanu is fighting for? Henchmen will overthrow King Nero of Enugu State soon, and install emir of Enugu State. They are already in your land. They are already in your land. After Enugu, followed by Imo and Anambra, your state have no governors. By Senator Nenendi Esther Usman Danfodio. And these are the things Anyogo Ogechukwu Nkere is presenting right there. Are you really following what we are doing? And as this is going on, as all this thing is going on, those who feel affected, those who knows that this war, you cannot win it, they are telling you, only MaziNnamdiKanu. You hear what Soludo is saying, that bring him, let them know if they can nurture MaziNnamdiKanu to embrace Nigeria again. But what does MaziNnamdiKanu say? MaziNnamdiKanu papa and the mama died because of Biafra. And the MaziNnamdiKanu says, any day you see him saying anything against Biafra, telling you, oh, the next person nearest to him should do what? Unalive him. And till today, what is he doing? When he say he is waiting for justice to prevail, let us go there again. Justice. MaziNnamdiKanu ji Nigeria ji ha because Ogechukwu Nkere Anyogo is sitting there right in front. Are you getting it? So we are going on. As we are going on, we have a lot of things to analyze today.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
You have finally gotten a new judge to handle your case. How do you feel about that?
Great, I suppose. Yes.
So what are your expectations from today's proceedings?
Is that justice will be done, of course.
That justice,
the rule of law.
Justice should be done according to the rule of law. If you are a critical thinker, that is the only way you can be able to understand the analysis of 555 vision. A picture speaks more than 1,000 words. Now, the process towards the recognition of United States of Biafra, the process is what we are now showing you. Ihe kwuru, ihe akwudebia. Ihe kwuru, ihe akwudebia. The process towards recognition of the United States of Biafra is this. The United States mission to Nigeria has announced an investigation into how the past aid allocation to Nigeria and the other countries has been utilized. How are they using it? I don't know if I have that video very, very close. And how are they using it? They use it to equip Boko Haram, which is not the original idea against the law. And what did MaziNnamdiKanu say? Justice and equity.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
You have finally gotten a new judge to handle your case. How do you feel about that?
Great, I suppose. Yes.
So what are your expectations from today's proceedings?
Is that justice will be done, of course, in accordance with the rule of law. That's what I'm expecting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's my daughter.
What are your expectations? Our expectation is that justice will be done according to the rule of law. And the eye, keep an eye on Biafran self-referendum. Are you getting it? We are proceeding Small. We are proceeding. Then let's continue with our leader, MaziNnamdiKanu. We continue with our leader, MaziNnamdiKanu.
Take advantage of my daughter.
Are you telling us that MaziNnamdiKanu doesn't know that all this thing is going on? He knows, because we will bring this news from Alo Yejimako. This movement, this meeting you are watching here. MaziNnamdiKanu knows that Ogechukwunkere has been elected as acting prime minister, and the congressmen in Washington, D.C. are speaking.
So I was actually surprised that a high court have refused to obey or abide by the determination of a Supreme Court judgment.
And then take the only part that is against him and then refuse to apply the part that is in favor of him.
This cherry picking of what was contained in the Supreme Court judgment is what I'm against.
Yes, that's correct.
It should be implemented holistically.
Yes.
I'm not against facing any trial.
Judgment.
After all, I'm innocent, they have not been against me. But there cannot be any trial when key sections of the Constitution and a key Supreme Court judgment has been violated by a court of law.
So you'll be patient for the case to go back and come back to the court?
This is my 4th year in solitary confinement in detention. The 5th year will not kill me.
Sorry, what if the case is also reassigned back to her? Will you still be comfortable?
It's not going on.
No, it won't happen.
It won't happen. It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way at all.
Thank you very much.
These are the things that the public must understand. Most of you journalists, the legal correspondents, you don't take time to actually study some of these rulings and judgments. Go and study. In fact, I'll give you...
Bring that envelope. Bring the envelope.
Look at it here. Look at it here. Look at it. I'll give it to her because I think she's a bit more...
Give her the Supreme Court judgment. I'll replace a copy.
Can you hold this for me?
She can...
I want to let the whole world understand something. Very, very clear. In all this is judgment of the Supreme Court. It made it very clear.
Please, how many people is truly understanding this picture I am showing here? Do you know that from this plastic chair, plastic table, and this iPad, and this here they can hand the DJ Jakwebu here. That is how it started. When you are talking about divine movement, a divine movement, something that has been ordained from Lord God Almighty himself. God says, whom can I send? In the Bible, he says, Jeremiah says, see me, send me. MaziNnamdiKanu says, see me, send me. Simon Ekpa says, see me, send me. Ogechukwunkere says, see me, send me. Sonia Barawa says, see me, send me. Nenna Kubilo, Canada, see me, send me. Everybody, Ada Zion them, Okoma them. They say, see me, send me. I will go. I want to read some inspiration or inspirational comment from this picture I am showing you. Biafrans, in this gospel, we taught Biafrans concerning a picture speaks more than 1,000 words. Do you think that all of us are wasting our time, that nobody have write anything, inspiration coming from this picture? This is where it started. This is where it started. And what is happening today? Listen to it.
Yeah, that even that the impartiality.
Here it was made, I will destroy Nigeria with truth. Here is how it was declared. This
of the judge is questionable. And is here. Where is it? Please do bear with me. It says it here.
I like
what is it, page? What is that again?
Where
it says
page 18.
all these things are online. Is it not page 18? All these things are online. So I suggest that the journalists in this country actually take out time to do some basic research. It's not difficult, just minor research. You will understand the vacuousness, the emptiness of the charges against me.
Okay.
They kept switching the charges. They said I committed this crime in England, isn't it?
Yes.
I made a broadcast in England.
Yes.
the broadcast. Look at it. I made a broadcast in England. Listen, let me tell you, Biafrans. Fela Kuti said, when Obasanjo, Buhari, and all these people arrested Fela, Fela told his lawyers, he said, you people are the lawyers, but maybe you don't know how you have to defend me. But because you have the document as a legal practitioner, document, you have something that you represent. Then Fela said, you people being the lawyers, don't worry. I will tell you people what you will tell the judge. I will tell you how I will defend myself. I know the crime I have committed, and I know how I will defeat them committing this crime. That is the carbon copy, the photocopy of what MaziNnamdiKanu did here. I made a broadcast in London, so to say. Then, listen, if somebody who is a really critical thinker, please, I need to read your comment. Now, let us go there again. I made a broadcast in...
You will understand the vacuousness, the emptiness of all the charges against me.
Okay.
They kept switching the charges. They said I committed this crime in England, isn't it?
Yes.
I made a broadcast in England.
Yes.
And in 9 charges leveled against me, this place where I committed this crime was London, in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no place where I committed this crime was London, in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. And in 9 charges leveled against me, this place where I committed this crime was London, in the United Kingdom.
Are you understanding this? What we are doing here? Try to pay very, very deep attention. When you are walking under divine providence, Chukwukike Abiyama will lead you. Open your eyes for you to see that this mountain you are going to climb, that the Igbo people says, Ugu Mota Egwaji Ukwu, Agadi Nwanyi Amuta Ogakata Otinye Aka n'Ukwu. Are you understanding it? This is what MaziNnamdiKanu says, and the PM also says, we have a lot of mountains in front of us. All these things you see that is happening, the war against Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, against MaziNnamdiKanu, the war against Eastern governors, against MaziNnamdiKanu, the war against the Fulani, against MaziNnamdiKanu, against Biafrans. Everything has been revealed before MaziNnamdiKanu picked up this struggle. And when personally 555 Vision Paul Ombiko started following MaziNnamdiKanu was when he is broadcasting in this manner. I understand the game. I understand very well the game. And that's why we left some of other things we should do. Some people are still having funds in different clubs. PM told you, do you think that he don't want to be having fun in a club, opening big champagne? But he said no. What did he want to do? What he want to do now is to make sure that he gets our people released. It doesn't matter if he is inside prison. But the work of God must be fulfilled under divine providence. I do not know if many people is understanding what it means by divine providence. And this guy came. His testimony was that Chukwukike Abiyama told him to go and search for the people, for his own children, languishing. Then he went to an internet and began to search for them. And he contacted PM. Now, as we are going on and on, MaziNnamdiKanu says, so to say, he committed this crime in London, in this place. You know, in this place, that is where he committed this crime. As he committed this crime, Nigerian government now have seen that.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it?
Yes, based on that, they remove London.
Based on that, they now amended the charge again and removed London.
Location of the broadcast.
Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196?
174 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022.
In violation of their own laws. Violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi to stand trial where these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible. Because Nigeria will never be tried in any court of law in Nigeria. That's what the law says. Say it again. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says. As simple as that. Not me. As simple as that. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere in the world. So you must get.
Are you with us, please? If you are with us, it is good that you show yourself a little by writing us comment. Now, whenever PM do anything very, very strong, whenever he do anything very, very strong, PM will bring out this thing, this law. He will let you know that he is acting under law. Because if you do not understand the movement of Biafra, that the movement of Biafra is under a divine providence, you will keep on making mistake in this movement we are into. You will keep on making great mistake in this movement we are into. You understand? That is why a lot of people are making mistake, and yet they are claiming that they are wise. They are claiming that they are wise. They know what they are doing. But in actual sense, they don't really know what they are doing. You know? In the actual sense, they don't know what they are doing. They are not understanding the law. They are not understanding what is happening. When you tell them, see, look at the message. And in this area, let me bring it here from here. I want to bring it from here. Because if you are not understanding,
Nigerian legal framework supports pluralism at both federal and state levels, but glaring contradictions exist, especially with laws that criminalize blasphemy, some even carrying the death penalty. The U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, USCIRF, was, quote, appalled that the State Department did not redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. USCIRF had recommended, and we have the former chairman here, Tony Perkins, had recommended this designation 4 years in a row, from 2021 to 2024, and said, quote, there is no justification as to why the State Department continues to fail to redesignate Nigeria as a CPC. And again, CPC, as you know, carries significant sanctions, a whole broad array of sanctions that the President and the Secretary of State are empowered to level on a country that commits persecution. When the former Secretary...
The country that commits persecution, do you know how this thing came back to life? Ogenkere, Anyogo, PM, Brgie, CRC. Then they came back. Remember that Anthony Blinken and Buhari, they worked hand in hand and they removed Nigeria out of CPC, the countries that persecute Christians. Now, I saw a lot of Nigerian holy movies. Those people that are active film, they are now saying yes. And those bloggers that used to do more content creators, yes, Nigeria is going back to CPC. America has come. Can you simply ask yourself, why did America return? America returned because the Brgie voted Ogechukwu Nkere in as a acting prime minister, and they told you, look, we are going to do everything to make sure that Nigeria is decimated. It happens that all the people you are watching are the people who have interest on the liberation of the children of God found in Africa. And they want to make history. Nothing goes for nothing. Nothing goes for nothing. These are people who tells you, look, you are the one who is suffering. But if you come to us, we will help you. And you are seeing it here. And Elias said, Congressmen, they said, they don't want to let you know what they are doing, but seeing is believing. Since how many hours? 1 hour, 24 minutes I am here. I'm showing you evidences. And I still want to read those people who is saying that this CRC, what does it has to do with Biafra? You have to bring them back to countries that is persecuting Christians, killing Christians. Countries that is killing Christians. In this area, we mentioned the name the way it is. That is what we told YouTube, that they are killing us. And when we come here, we are not saying, my, they are killing Christians in Nigeria. And the U.S. Congress approve sanction on Nigeria over Christian killings. Are you hearing it? This is Nigerian news. Who is making it possible? Who make it possible? And we are coming as well to let you know. Some of Ngozi Orabueze followers, DOS Nigeria, USB Nigeria, they said that Ogechukwu Nkere was not there. But Nigerian news have shown you very, very well that he was there. They have shown you that he was there.
Sustaining the people during this period is important, but it's also important to correct the problem, because this is a man-made problem of extreme operations. It's no way to run a country. So the beauty of CPC is that so I do think that giving hope,
The purpose of this hearing is to discuss the deteriorating state of religious freedom in Nigeria and the urgent need to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern pursuant to the International Religious Freedom Act. I would like to recognize myself for opening comment, and we yield to my friend and colleague, Ms. Jacobs, for any opening comments she might have, and members of the subcommittee.
Giving hope, sustaining the.
So, they said that Ogenkere does not appear in that place. These are the same people who doubt the gospel of MaziNnamdiKanu. Now, there is a message I was trying to download long time ago, and maybe it is now giving me the opportunity to do so. So, Biafrans, when you are doing something under divine providence, don't ever panic. Don't ever.
I'll give you 3 reasons why. If you are not taking this, if Nigerian government and anybody is not taking this Biafra, United States of Biafra issue serious, the person either go and check his brain or wait for court my follow, because these guys are not joking. Number one, any vision that is being run by a youth of this caliber is not something to joke with. Nnamdi Kanu and Samuel Ekpa is like a nuclear bomb, because they are using those that is standing with them to run their vision is youth. 99.5% of the people running this vision with them are youth. And it might please you to know that 70 or 80% of those youths are not married. Everything they dream, they speak, they wake up to talk about is how they can actualize Biafra. Is very, very dangerous. Their responsibility is not as much as ours. That's number one. Number two, United States of Biafra is the company that Nnamdi Kanu and Samuel Ekpa is running, have opened. That's where they want their name to be written. As other Igbo prominent men or politicians are opening companies, buying land, opening hotels to run where they will live for their children. United States of Biafra is the company Nnamdi Kanu and Samuel Ekpa and the rest of the people that are following them have opened, not to make money, but to make sure that their children have a better life than what they have. So if that is their aim, do you think it's easy to stop them? Then number three, for the fact that it's online country, and makes it very dangerous. It is, let me remind you, let me refresh you people's memory. It is online country that bring down Tunisia. They brought down Egypt. They brought down Jordan. Also, that Syria is going through what is going through now because of online country. There are countries in those countries who do not accept what their government is doing. So they resolve to go online. And somebody is calling United States of Biafra online, thinking that he's insulting them. My brother, you guys need to go and check your brain. Listen, I am begging, Please tag anybody you know that can be able to get to the government of Nigeria and talk to them. This is the handle Boko Haram issue. Don't kill Saka. Give them attention and see how they can resolve with them. They refuse to. Look at what is going on in Boko Haram till now. Nigeria have not been able to stop them. To worsen the issue, look at how many lives that have gone. I said before that MaziNnamdiKanu and Ekpa is like they are like a nuclear bomb. May it not explode in Nigeria, because when they keep saying that they will bring down Nigeria, you don't. Me, I'm reasoning. I'm only just a deep thinker. I'm just reasoning what they could be able to, the harm they could be able to cause, and then I begin to look around Africa and see what is going on there. It's not going to be a joke. Release MaziNnamdiKanu. Dialogue with these people. See how you can be able to curtail this so that it will not escalate more than this. That is what my foolish idea is asking me to beg Nigerian government to do, for the sake of, I don't know. Anyway, my name is Admaswe. What do I know? I don't know why.
Do you know why? If you are listening and if you are following what we are doing, there is a sapient that is called Ibutu in Alibo. This sapient doesn't bite until you disturb this sapient so much that this sapient will be angry. And whenever this sapient rises up, the venom is so dangerous. You call us online, you call us jobless people, and we say we will destroy Nigeria. We choose a different war. We choose a different war. And many people are really saying, oh, why are you doing this? A lot of people that is close to me personally, hey man, why are you doing this Biafran thing? There is no money in Biafran struggle. There is no money there. But there is something. Whenever Chukwokike Abiyama call you, go and speak to my people, he will give you instrument. Now, are you then connecting this thing? This man says that MaziNnamdiKanu and the Simon Ekpa has opened a company. They opened a company. They call it Biafra Restoration. That the worst of it is that the people who is employed inside this company, the people that is being employed are young, vibrant people. Then, if you don't take time, these people will decimate you. What are you seeing today? Onye na-ekwero egosi ya reason o yeji wee kwete. We have traveled almost all over this world. We have seen white people. We have seen Asia people. We have seen South Americans. We have seen China. We have seen Japan. We have seen Korea. We have seen Europeans. We have seen all of them. And we also slept with them all. We have everything with them. And we decided no place like home. We will get our Biafra restored. If you are not fighting for Biafra, what are you doing? We choose a different war. To let Usman Danfodio that his ideology is dead on arrival, in as much as Biafran struggle is concerned. His ideology of Usman Danfodio is dead on arrival. Are you watching it? And let us listen to that man again, and we will analyze it. Now,
I'll give you 3 reasons why. If you are not taking this, if Nigerian government and anybody is not taking this Biafra, United States of Biafra issue serious, the person either go and check his brain or wait for court might follow, because
He will give you 3 reasons. If you think that this is just playing, look at inside this place, this picture here. A picture speaks more than 1,000 words. This is Trump family. And the group of Ngozi, they mark that arrow there. They say, oh, how many people is watching? They took it as a joke. DOS people, they took it as a joke. USB Nigeria, led by Ngozi Orabueze, they took it as a joke. But this is our acting prime minister with the family of Donald Trump. And the man now is telling you 3 things only. Let us go there. Let us go there. Because unless you never choose a war,
Secretary of State Blinken held a joint press conference with the Nigerian foreign minister on January 23, 2024, following the Christmas Eve massacre, which targeted killings by radical Fulani terrorists and took the lives of hundreds of Christians. He did offer his condolences, and I watched it. I was glad to see that. But we need to take it beyond just saying, I feel sorry for you. And these Christian killings recurred the following year, just 3 months ago. Make no mistake, these ongoing attacks are based on religion and diverting attention from it tonight. So let me just say parenthetically, I tried for 3 years to get the Clinton administration to designate Boko Haram as an FTO, the Obama administration, as a foreign terrorist organization. I held hearing after hearing, and they wouldn't do it. On the day I was marking up my legislation to do this, just that, State Department said, oh, we're going to designate them an FTO. And after all the crimes they were committing, later it was the Chibok girls, it was all the other atrocities being committed by Boko Haram, and they wouldn't even give them the FTO status so we could start investigating where they get their money, their weapons, and the like. Make no mistake.
Are you following what we are doing? The only thing you can do for me in this place is to write comments. When you are writing comments, it shows that you are really following what we are doing. But if you think that you are here just listening, it means maybe you need a lot of time to reason. Now, he said he have 3 things. If you are taking these people as a joke or as
these guys are not joking.
Continue.
Number 1, any vision that is being run by a youth of this caliber is not something to joke with. MaziNnamdiKanu and Samuel Ekpa is like a nuclear bomb.
MaziNnamdiKanu and Simon Ekpa is like nuclear bomb. Are you getting it? Alozie Ambrose, thank you. This is what we want. This thing shows communication. It shows communication. Please, we not only well done. We need to get inspiration from your comments. That is the reason. Do not think I know it all. The only reason I am here is that Chukwuka Abiyama call me in a different way. Show your face when you are supporting Biafra. But your inspiration, what you are writing here, motivates us. Maybe it will remind us the one we have not done. See this man now, he show his face and he is now counting the reasons why Nigeria has finished. We continue. It's run by young people.
MaziNnamdiKanu and Samuel Ekpa is like a nuclear bomb because they are using those that is standing with them to run their vision is youth. 99.5% of the people running this vision with them are youth. And it might please you to know that 70 or 80% of those youths are not married. Everything they dream, they speak, they wake up to talk about is how they can actualize Biafra. Is very, very dangerous. Their responsibility is not as much as ours.
You can never stop a determined people. You know what it means when you say determined people? You can never stop a determined people. We have determined to get Biafra restored. Let it be what we have done for children upcoming children, next generation. And the people who is fighting this thing with us, history is recording them, telling you that these people and those who understand that these people, you cannot stop them if ndị na-ekweghị ekwe na-ekwezi. Those who think that restoration of Biafra is a joke, now they are now embracing it. It is not a joke. And the Nigerian news is writing it. Everything is going. It is a template. We will continue. Ndewo, 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 ndewo. This, let me tell you, Ahiara Declaration. Ahiara Declaration TV. This Ahiara Declaration TV, you just reminded me something. This Ahiara Declaration. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is good you write comment. This shows that people is here. It is not must that you should do what we are doing. In a football camp, there are only 22 players with their coaches, but millions of people is inside the stadium watching 22 people that is playing. That's why MaziNnamdiKanu says, if you don't know how to fight for Biafra, stay clear, stay away. Allow the people that knows how to do it to come inside the field. Now, let us continue with
That's
the testimony.
number one. Number two, very dangerous. Their responsibility is not as much as ours. That's number one. Number two, United States of Biafra is the company that MaziNnamdiKanu and Ekpa is running, have opened. That's where they want their name to be written. As other Igbo prominent men or politicians are opening companies, buying land, opening hotels to run where they will live for their children. United States of Biafra is the company MaziNnamdiKanu and Ekpa and the rest of the people that are following them have opened, not to make money, but to make sure that their children have a better life than what they have. So,
are you following what is happening? United States of Biafra, you know,
run where they will live for their children. United name to be written as other Igbo prominent men or state of Biafra is the company that MaziNnamdiKanu and Ekpa is running, have opened. That's where they want their name to be written as other Igbo.
That is where they want their name to be written. And what did the PM tells you? PM said, when Ohaneze Ndibo, DOS, is after him, calling him manners of name, that he is instilling violence, that why is he putting sit at home, that people is suffering, PM says, he do not care the name you are calling him now. He cares about the name you will call him in 10 years to come. Alozie, they joke with our military. They joke with our lobbies. They joke with our charter. For them, everything is Photoshop. This is comments. Some messages. Not don't write me thank you, congratulations. No, write me something showing that you are understanding what is playing here. This is the thing that will make us to keep long in this program. Tony Ehime, MaziNnamdiKanu and Simon Ekpa are indeed the bomb that will destroy Nigeria. This is Onya Guarayano. Okay? We are determined to have Biafra in our own generation. We are not joking. And we go back here. You know?
Have opened. That's where they want their name to be written. As other Igbo prominent men or politicians are opening companies, buying land, opening hotels to run where they will live for their children. United States of Biafra is the company MaziNnamdiKanu and Samuel Ekpa and the rest of the people that are following them have opened, not to make money, but to make sure that their children have a better life than what they have. So if that is their aim, do you think it's easy to stop them? Then number 3, for the fact that it's online country.
Do you think that it is easy to stop them? This is the news. You know, we told you anything you saw in the Bible and the Quran, all these things you see inside that place are things that has happened. A practice of human. What Abraham did that surprised people. What Isaac did that surprised people. What Moses did that surprised people. Then they put it in a book. How Apostle Saul was a lawyer when he was persecuting the followers of Jesus Christ, and God arrested him and he became the follower of Christ. His life changed. His own history was recorded inside the Bible. This is what you are seeing here. Those people MaziNnamdiKanu gospel brought up. And some of you have just come newly, just this morning. This is how this gospel started. This is how this gospel started. They call it online country. Today, what is happening? MaziNnamdiKanu has become the great of the greatest. From plastic table, plastic chair, and 4 tablets, iPod. That is how it started. Online, you call it online that we are joking. This is Washington, D.C. And we will continue. Let us hear these people again. We will continue because an ordained movement, you can never stop.
All of these attacks are based on religion, like I said, and diverting attention from it denies that we have seen with our own eyes. This is religious cleansing. It needs to stop, and the perpetrators need to be brought to justice. Last year, the House Foreign Affairs did adopt my resolution, H-Res 82, calling on the Biden administration to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. It passed exactly 1 year ago, almost a year ago, in the committee, but it never came to the floor. While I strongly believe that President Trump will again designate Nigeria as a CPC and do much more to assist the persecuted church, including the outreach to the Nigerian president, Tinubu, last night I did reintroduce the resolution, and I hope we will have a robust debate and it will get marked up. Help can't come fast enough. The killing fields are every day, every single day, and we need to do more and do everything within our power to try to mitigate it. Let's not forget these horrifying facts. Northern Nigeria, and this is just northern Nigeria alone, has seen the destruction of over 18,000 churches since 2009. 18,000 churches. I saw 5 of them. Totally burnt out. and many people killed with car bombs and the like. An August 2024 report from the Observatory for Religious Freedom in Africa found that 55,910 people were killed and 21,000 people were abducted in the context of terror groups in Nigeria within just 4 years, from October 2019 to September 2023. I would point out that approximately 34,000 are moderate Muslims that have been murdered in Islamic attacks, and we speak out for them as well. I have met with imams in Nigeria, and if they speak, they're visited that following week.
Are you following the news? Are you following the news? Listen, anytime when we are here, some of you that doesn't really understand how, at least my own side, how I do my own, the message we have in 555 vision. We don't even have time to go inside them, not to talk of formulating lies against the people. You know why I say this? You see this Ugo 419, when he came up with a lot of propaganda, I told him, man, how do you think you want to use me to run propaganda? I do not have time for propaganda. We came to serve Biafra with the 555 visions, meaning that we covers ourselves with a lot of history. The only thing we do not have is time. I wish I have time at least 8 hours every day to serve Biafra, to spread the gospel. What I will say will not finish in 8 hours every day. We will open book for them. Fela told Obasanjo, he said, I will open book for you. We will open book for Nigeria. That's why we don't have time for that. Trying to say, okay, that this useless guy called Victor Zaganobi, that Ngozi Odabeze is paying him to be writing rubbish. No, we don't have such time. The envelope we need to open is too much in our hands. Here now we are connecting it. Nigeria police, soldiers attack Enugu community, women, protesting against herdsmen's killing, injure several. These are the things Anyogo is presenting to them, and this is what they are talking about. The beginning of the disintegration of Nigeria. That is what we are showing you. That's what we are showing you, for you to know not everyone has the time for gossip. The one this man is talking now, at least 240 Catholic bishops kidnapped, over 15 killed by terrorists in last 10 years. Church secretariat. And what is happening? What did you hear him say? What did you hear him say? Because this man from Yoruba, he said,
or by one of these radical Islamist groups, and it's not pretty. They'll kill him or do other kinds of mischief. About 5 million Christians have been displaced and forced into internally displaced person camps, IDP camps, within Nigeria. The 2023 watch list released in January by Open Doors this past January found that 89% of Christians, 89% of the Christians who were martyred in the world are in one country, Nigeria. The targeted violence starkly highlights the precarious state of religious freedom in Nigeria. Again, we're asking the president, Tinubu, he's got to take action. And we're going to, I'm hoping to lead a delegation to Nigeria. We've got to raise these issues, but it starts at the top. I've been to Abuja many times. The president has real power. He can do it. And we're calling on him to do that. Let me also say that and I will put the rest of my statement into the record, but this hearing, we're hoping will be a catalyst for action by our own government and also by Congress, and of course, above all, the executive branch. The new president has a lot to do, and I think he'll do this, and then, if necessary, impose sanctions. Where that has happened, there is change. Where it doesn't happen, the status quo, the killing fields continue. I'd like to yield to Ms. Jacobs.
If that is happened, there is change. And if that doesn't happen, the status quo will then
makes it very dangerous. It is, let me remind you, let me refresh you people's memory. It's a better life than what they have. So if that is their aim, do you think it's easy to stop them? Then number 3, for the fact that its online country makes it very dangerous.
For the fact that it is an online country makes it very, very dangerous. Should I elaborate? Elaborating it now is, if you understand the reason you should put your hands on a share or the like button, online country is now what you are running. Anyone who wants to understand what is happening will then listen to this place now and they say, maybe someone with a great concern will say, oh, there is a powerful movement now going on. Biafrans has come together. That is why you should hit your hand on the share and they like it. You share. It makes it very, very dangerous to Nigeria because the disintegration of Nigeria is what you are here watching. It is not this thing. This is what you are watching here. Yeah? Yes, Emmanuel Chibuike, thank you. We have to analyze it very, very well that people will understand what we are doing. They say it is Photoshop, but this is Nigerian news from Sahara Report. When you are born to liberate Biafra, you must fulfill your part to accomplish the mission of Chukwukike Abiyama. But if you leave your role to play another person's part, you fall out just like Owazurike. Then, Tom Sweet, thank you that you are writing something. Do you know why? I will not come here to tell you to come and say, Commander Gento, if you feel that you are telling us the truth, remove your shoe. Come and tell Biafrans in the land of the rising sun that Ngozi Orabueze has not given you money. And the Commander Gento came, removed his shoe, and he came with Ofo, and he hit the Ofo in the land of our birth. The ancestors have heard the voice of the dead Biafran people dying under the shenanigans of Ngozi Orabueze. And the Ugo 247, Ugo 419 is not sleeping. The gods of the land is pushing him and they are giving him sleepless nights every day. Are you getting it? And you said, if you leave your own path, Tom, if you leave your own path and begin to do another thing, you will make mistake. Listen, Ngozi Orabueze, Ngozi Orabugboro Fulani is called to become COS. And the simple meaning of COS is a unifier, an organizer, someone that is made to organize. You are called to organize. You are called to organize people. And you stop it. And when we tag something here, when Ngozi Orabueze started, we said, we will come here. Igbos will soon tag Trump and the senators and the all House of Representatives in Washington, D.C., Sabo, criminal, and the scammer, just for speaking out for Biafra. Do you want me to show you where Ngozi Orabueze tagged them, all the senators, everybody? She tagged them criminal. I will show you if you want, but that is not our message for today. Our own, just like our brother wrote here now, our own is to stay here show our face, and deliver the gospel. I am not Biafran Liberation Army. I am not Biafran Liberation Army or Biafra Defense Force. If you go inside the bridge, you will see the people who is organizing everything. When you go there, you will see people like Okoma, you will see like Adazion, you will see like Irobi, you will see even I don't know who has come. You will see a lot of them, people who is doing interior work. That is how God called them. If these people remove themselves from that writing papers and the work they should do and say, hey, they want to become DPM, they want to become surrogate, they will make mistake. Just like Ngozi Orabueze has made the greatest mistake for not unifying Biafra. That is simple job. Her job is to unify these people. And what did she do? She go on destroying them. You understand? Ngozi Orabueze wepụrụ onwe ya n'ụgbọ. We projected her face to the public. Now, this man says you cannot stop these people because they are determined. Look at it. We will go back there. You can't stop them because they are determined.
The fact that is online country makes it very dangerous. It is, let me remind you, let me refresh you people's memory. It is online country that bring down Tunisia. They brought down Egypt. They brought down Jordan. Also, that Syria is going through what is going through now because of online country. There are countries in those countries who do not accept what their government is doing. So they resolve to go online. And somebody is calling United States of Biafra online, thinking that he's insulting them. My brother, you guys need to go and check your brain.
Do you know what it means? If you are a critical thinker, you know that they have called us online. They have called us all. But do you know the highest thing here now is we will criticize them, and that criticism has entered to the right channel. That criticism has entered to the right channel, and the online people, online country, we are now, Trump now has called on Tinubu. Remember that Trump called Buhari before and say, why are you killing Christians? Why are you killing Christians? Then Anthony Blinken then remove Nigeria out of CPC. Now, Ogenkere, Brgie, and these online people, they have brought Nigeria back to countries of great concern that is persecuting Christians. And this is where the disintegration of Nigeria will start, and how recognition of the United States of Biafra will start. The one Ngozi Orabueze is doing is not the thing. No. From here now, the world will see the reason why they should recognize Biafra as a nation, because the status quo is not okay. The status quo. You know what he said? The status quo. If the status quo couldn't, that means the killing will continue.
Well, thank you, Chairman Smith, and to all the witnesses for testifying today on conflict and religious persecution in Nigeria. I think all of us here know that the African continent is at a pivotal moment. The continent is the youngest in the world, and in Nigeria alone, 70% of the population is under 35 and 40% is under 15. So it represents the future generations who will continue to lead and solve the world's challenges. Nigeria has a unique position as a bellwether, as Africa's largest economy, most populous nation, and a significant actor in the region and on the world stage. Meanwhile, Nigeria is facing its own challenges. like rising insecurity, shrinking freedom of expression, and a struggling economy, which are preventing the country from experiencing long-term stability and prosperity. That's why I'm glad this subcommittee is convening a hearing to discuss some of the challenges facing Nigeria. And I hope we can use this as an opportunity to discuss how the United States can use its full range of tools to help address conflict and violence across the country.
Yeah, this is up to 2 hours program. I will not really go that area. Now, if you see what Michael Rubin, and who is Michael Rubin, let's know those who is really following what we are doing. The person from Think Tank, this is Michael Rubin. I want to bring Michael Rubin. So he says, Finland, this man now you see with the acting prime minister, this is Michael Rubin. Then Michael Rubin says, why Finland, Norway, Sweden shouldn't top freedom ranking. I will make the program another day. He says that if Finland can arrest PM, that means Finland should be removed out of freedom ranking. And this man, Michael Rubin, is the third strongest man in America. And see him with our acting prime minister, Ogechukwu Nkere. Do you think that Trump have not heard very, very much about Biafra? Do you think that Trump has not heard deeply about Biafra? That is why our lobbyists said that the way we are destroying Nigeria, we are destroying Nigeria to the level that nobody will even come up. You see what happened with Ukraine the other day? Nobody will even come out to say, oh, we will let us manage to keep Nigeria. Are you understanding? They have destroyed Nigeria and you are watching it here. You are seeing it with your own naked eyes. You are seeing it with your own naked eyes. This is Nigerian news telling you what is happening. This is Nigerian news. We are showing you everything. Pump and plain. Brgie pushed for, okay, this one now is Brgie release U.S. lawmakers in Washington, D.C. for recognition. Nkere. Those people who say that his name is not Nkere, if his name is not Nkere, they will not be writing his name. Then we will continue. I have time for Biafrans today. At least I have more 50.
Listen, I am begging. Please tag anybody you know that can be able to get to the government of Nigeria and talk to them. This is how they handle Boko Haram issue. Don't kill Saka. Give them attention and see how they can resolve with them. They refuse to. Look at what is going on in Boko Haram. Till now, Nigeria have not been able to stop them. To worsen the issue, look at how many lives that have gone. I said before that MaziNnamdiKanu and Ekpa is like, they are like a nuclear bomb. May it not explode in Nigeria, because when they keep saying that they will bring down Nigeria, you don't. Me, I'm reasoning. I'm only just a deep thinker. I'm just reasoning what they could be able to, the harm they could be able to cause, and then I begin to look around Africa and see.
Do you see the news? If you are following this news, then this news now, Sam Nelson, standing room only for this morning's House of Foreign Affairs African hearing on religious persecution in Nigeria, especially against the Christians. That is the news you have just watched. You are watching, and they are calling you online. They are calling you online country. They are calling you online country, and some people is believing them. I want to keep on going.
Nigeria is facing multiple different security challenges in various parts of the country, including violent extremist groups, criminal banditry, farmer-herder conflict, and religiously motivated violence. Several factors.
Religious motivated violation. Try to be understanding the English they are using in that place. This is what they call diplomatic talk. Religious motivated company.
Are driving these conflicts. Yes, religion is a factor, but other dynamics like climate change, population pressures, and governance challenges are important drivers that need to be addressed as well. For example, in Northeast, where Boko Haram and now ISIS West Africa are active, decades of marginalization and over-securitized responses have led to human rights abuses and instigated and exacerbated the conflict. I actually worked on Nigeria when I was at the State Department, and I have seen that for years, governance challenges like corruption, marginalization, and impunity have driven violence and conflict. A history of marginalization and limited access to basic needs in central and northern Nigeria and among different ethnic groups have created grievances that fuel further violence. So we must address these fundamental challenges to ensure stabilization and security and prevent violence in the long term. I am also concerned by the state of freedom of religion or belief in Nigeria. However, we need to be careful in our characterization of this complex challenge. Roughly half of the population of Nigeria is Muslim, while the other half is Christian, and violations of this freedom impact both groups. Oversimplistic narratives about the violence perpetuate harmful stereotypes and motivate tensions and violence based on religious identity. On the question of a potential country of particular concern designated for Nigeria, the Trump administration should make a determination based on the criteria provided in the International Religious Freedom Act. But we cannot ignore the other tools in our toolbox, especially foreign assistance, which has been effective at supporting Nigerians with addressing the key drivers of conflict and religious freedom violations. For years, the United States has supported Nigerian institutions, civil society, faith-based leaders, and researchers to address the conflict, violence, and religious freedom challenges. But unfortunately, President Trump has canceled hundreds of millions of dollars in these programs, leaving the United States less equipped to address the topic of today's hearing. Trump canceled all of our peace, democracy, and governance activities worth $74 million. These programs helped improve early response to conflict, bolster the justice system, and facilitate dialogue. He canceled all of our education and economic growth programs, altogether totaling nearly $170 million. These projects were getting at the root cause of conflict and violence across the country. And that's not to mention all of the canceled humanitarian assistance that was helping those who've survived war and conflict. Trump's aid freeze has closed clinics and left over 2 million Nigerians without access to HIV.
So, what is happening here now is the diplomatic movement for the restoration, for recognition of the United States of Biafra. This is how the movement is coming. Because you must have something at hand. Because of this, and because of that. That is the reason you have to. That is why the man Smith said, if you people doesn't stand up, the killings will continue. But if you stand up, then the status quo will then change.
See what is going on there.
This is our brother.
It's not going to be a joke. Release MaziNnamdiKanu. Dialogue with these people. See how you can be able to curtail this so that it will not escalate more than this. That is what my foolish idea is asking me to beg Nigerian government to do. For the sake of this. That is what my foolish idea is.
You hear? He said his foolish idea because
which was created by the International Religious Freedom Act in 1990.
Listen, a lot of people, the man analyzed everything very, very well. Everything. He gave it.
Strategic advocacy regarding religious freedom as a component of U.S. foreign policy. Her first client before the UN was Soviet Nobel Peace Prize laureate.
Now, for you to understand what the man say, if you go to Aloy Ejimako, the chief of the legal team, if you go to his Twitter, he posted this thing. Who led it? The man you are seeing up here, Ogenkere, from the bridge, because Brgie voted and they sent him there. There is something we are trying to let people know. When we came here, we said, MaziNnamdiKanu, Hamadike, one of Biafra, is our servant. Try to get it right. Simon Ekpa, His Excellency, Obatobie, the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, is our servant. Ogenkere Anyogo is our servant. Now, we voted him, we say, he made us a promise that he can convince all the people inside Washington, D.C. Listen, Rocho, he made us a promise. When PM, even when PM was here, he gave the promise to PM. He said he will do his best. Then PM was not here. Then CRC then say, anybody who think that he has the criterions to take Biafra, carry Biafra, that person should come and bring his memo. Then he looked around. He said, okay, he will bring his own memo. He wrote his own memo. Then we voted him as our servant. Now we send him, go and do complete what you have promised. Now, this is the result he is bringing out. Are you seeing it or are you not seeing it? Kuru, 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 kuru. Now, let us come. We go back to this place. Aloy Ejimako, if I go to Twitter now, I will bring the message from Aloy Ejimako. When Aloy Ejimako forwarded this meeting held by Congressmen in Washington, D.C. Now, are you telling me that MaziNnamdiKanu is not aware that Biafrans has occupied a seat inside Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C.? Aloy Ejimako must have told him. This is simple mathematics because Aloy Ejimako posted it. And the MaziNnamdiKanu knew that Biafra, that Simon Ekpa was elected as Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra. And MaziNnamdiKanu knew also that Simon Ekpa has been arrested. And MaziNnamdiKanu also knew that Biafrans all over the world came together and voted constitutionally an acting Prime Minister. And the MaziNnamdiKanu also knows that our Brgie cabinet, acting Prime Minister, and every other person, Biafran government in exile, home and abroad, has worked with the Congressmen in America to bring Nigeria back to CPC, country that is killing the innocent people. Are you getting it now? This is the simple mathematics we are telling you. This is the news. This is the news. This is the news. These are the news. These are the news. You are seeing the news on your own, and everything is according to law. Everything is working according to law because we are watching you through the law. Are you getting it? Now, we have to continue.
Sakharov. She was also the principal leader of the Coalition for Intellectual Religious Freedom Act in 1998. She initiated the executive order on advancing religious freedom, directing the prioritization of religious freedom in U.S. foreign policy, and which was signed by President Trump on June 2nd, 2020. And she co-authored 3 books on religious persecution, including Silenced, How Apostasy and Blasphemy Codes Are Choking Freedom Worldwide. She writes frequently in the Wall Street Journal, National Review, and elsewhere. We will then hear from Tony Perkins, who's president of the Family Research Council. He is also the former chair of the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. Prior to joining FRC in August of 2003, he served in the Louisiana legislature, where he was a leading pro-life, pro-family voice. During his tenure, he expanded the organization to reach beyond Washington and has...
Do you know why some people disappointed in this Biafran struggle? Many people live in America. They never understand how law works. Then they deceive a lot of people in homeland to go on attacking Ogenkere. Ogenkere is someone who chooses to initiate himself into politics. He said he came close to understand how politics work. And we understand how politics work, how law work. And we gave him vote. Everything we expected from him is what he is doing. You are seeing it there. Do you love MaziNnamdiKanu? Do you love Simon Ekpa? Do you see the activity and the structure? Why MaziNnamdiKanu say, go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is bringing a new dimension to this awareness we are making. Follow him, listen to him, and do whatever he told you accordingly. And all this track, you follow all this track, then time for declaration of Biafra, he was arrested. Abi, then Ngozi Orabueze came up and began to mesmerize everywhere, lying that MaziNnamdiKanu is coming, Barawa, Ogenkere, Vam, Vision, everybody. We went to Nigeria. We want to bring in Nnamdi from DSA dungeon to bring him to Finland so that there will be disrupt of this thing. People begin to believe all these things, causing a lot of problem. Now, what is happening? You can see it here. Aloye Jemaka, go to his Twitter handle. You will see this news there. Everybody that want Biafra to be restored, you can see their news there. You can see it there. Okay? So we continue.
That this reflects a plan to forcibly Islamize Nigeria in violation of its secular constitution. Last week, the Nigerian Catholic Bishops' Conference released a letter expressing deep concern that some of the 12 northern states that impose Sharia law ordered Catholic and other Christian schools closed for 5 weeks in forced observance of Ramadan. and they cited the Constitution's guarantee of a secular state. Over the last generation, a portion of the Fulani nomadic herder population has become well-armed with automatic weapons and aggressive in targeting undefended Christians in Nigeria's Middle Belt farming areas. Various observers on the ground assert that the Fulani militants are not attacking to graze cattle, as some maintain, but rather to drive out the Christians from their ancestral lands and to take control of land, of villages and larger geographic areas. The UNHCR report above states, quote, nearly all the 3,790 registered residents of Ichwa IDP camp and many other camps dotted around Benue State were smallholder farmers, forced here by violent land grabs. A Benue Catholic priest told reporters it's all about seizing the lands and changing the demography of Benue State. The Fulani terrorists want to seize the fertile lands of Benue, chase away the people from the land, and occupy the lands for themselves, he said. A 2023 study by Nigerian scholars on Plateau State found the great majority of Plateau's indigenous people from non-Fulani ethnic groups believe that Fulani violence is motivated by land grabbing, jihad, and Fulanization, compared with smaller percentages who blame cattle rustling. Cattle rustling does occur, but Fulani attacks are indiscriminate and devastate entire Christian villages. Ignoring citizens' appeals for help, Nigeria's government fails to effectively stop these attacks. Take Benue, where a Catholic priest and other Christians were recently abducted in Fulani raids. A priest identified to the press 3 key areas along the Benue River, and he names them. It's in my testimony, where Fulani terrorists crossed from Nasarawa State to attack overwhelmingly Christian villages in Benue. The government ignores church pleas to place military posts near these known hotspots or have naval patrols on the river, a Benue priest told me. Or Kaduna, where on February 26th, Truth Nigeria reported over 200 Christians are being held hostage, starved, and tortured in a camp near an army base in a wooded area off the busy Kaduna-Abuja expressway. It came to light when 3 months after being abducted from their homes, 8 hostages in dire condition were released after a ransom payment of equivalent to $27,000 US. They had been chained, whipped, and starved and referred to as infidels by captives speaking the Fulani's Fulfulde language. They witnessed others dying from starvation or shot dead when the ransoms didn't.
Then the Biafrans, because of some things that come up, we have to round up. Maybe I will return again. Are you hearing the testimony of the Fulanis? And what is our agenda? Our agenda is to destroy the ideology of Usman Dan Fodio. And what you see being reading here now is the activities of the Fulanis, the descendants of Usman Dan Fodio. And who can stop it? Me and you will stop it. That's why
I'll give you 3 reasons why.
This man.
I'll give you 3 reasons why. If you are not taking this, if Nigerian government and anybody is not taking this Biafra, United States of Biafra issue serious, the person either go and check his brain or wait for court my follow, because these guys are not joking. Number 1, any vision that is being run by a youth of this caliber is not something to joke with. MaziNnamdiKanu and Samuel Ekpa is like a nuclear bomb, because they are using those that is standing with them to run their vision is youth. 99.5% of the people running this vision with them are youth. And it might please you to know that 70 or 80% of those youths are not married. Everything they dream, they speak, they wake up to talk about is how they can actualize Biafra.
He is referring to what is happening in Twitter on a daily basis, on YouTube on a daily basis. in TikTok on a daily basis, Facebook on a daily basis. People need freedom. And your own is, what are you contributing to the freedom of yourself, your children, your unborn children, and your next
It's
generation?
very, very dangerous. Their responsibility is not as much as ours.
That is what he
That's
is
number
referring
number
to.
one. Number two,
We are not giving up.
United
It is
States
here,
of
right in
Biafra
front of Washington,
is the company that MaziNnamdiKanu and Samuel Ekpa is running, have opened. That's where they want their name to be written. As other Igbo prominent men or politicians are opening companies, buying land, opening hotels to run where they will live for their children. United States of Biafra is the company MaziNnamdiKanu and Samuel Ekpa and the rest of the people that are following them have opened, not to make money, but to make sure that their children have a better life than what they have. So if that is their aim, do you think it's easy to stop them? Then number three, for the fact that it's online country and makes it very dangerous. It is, let me remind you, let me refresh you people's memory. It is online country that bring down Tunisia. They brought down Egypt. They brought down Jordan. Also, that Syria is going through what is going through now because of online country. There are countries in those countries who do not accept what their government is doing, so they resolve to go online. And somebody is calling United States of Biafra online, thinking that he's insulting them. My brother, you guys need to go and check your brain. Listen, I am begging, please tag anybody you know that can be able to get to the government of Nigeria and talk to them. This is the handle Boko Haram issue. Don't kill Saka. Give them attention and see how they can resolve with them. They refuse to. Look at what is going on in Boko Haram. Till now, Nigeria have not been able to stop them. To worsen the issue, look at how many lives that have gone. I say.
So, Biafrans, those of you that think that we are backing down, look at it here. Simon Ekpa group, country of particular concern. Ekpa led the group, back US Congress, and you see it here yourself. You see it here yourself. So, lovers of freedom, we thank you for joining. We thank you for being with us. And we thank you for sharing the message. Be a partaker to this movement, because it is your own freedom as well. It is not for someone else. It is your own. This is the story. Some people say it is Photoshop. That is how they say that MaziNnamdiKanu is just a noise maker. Are you getting it? Thank you, lovers of freedom. Make sure you share the message. We want to do another thing for now that come up. We love you all.